Welcome everyone, Dr. Thor here. Get ready for Gnosis. So, one of the most important things you can do in life, again, what can we do to empower our well-being at a decent, reasonable price? Now, one of the problems with supplements as of recently is the ridiculous price for these and the super high profits. This is why the supplement industry is $60 billion a year only in the United States, and worldwide, God knows what that is. So, and this is why you find so many people on YouTube and other places pushing this stuff, because it is super profitable. Does it work? Well, most of it doesn't. And like most things in life, it comes down to the delivery system. Is it getting in your body? This is why pharmaceutical drugs tend to be so superior, is because the nature of them is they are biologically adapting to you and you're getting the effects. The problem is that are these effects good or bad? It's very individual. But supplements are the same way. What works for you as a bioentity may not work for somebody else. But you're cheating yourself. How do you know if something actually works? Well, the only way to do that is to take it. Well, that's a good step. But take it how? Tablets, which are heated and pressed together, which are very difficult to break down. Capsules, well, they go in your body and they kind of open up and the powder pours in your gut, dude. Kind of like catching a big wave. Look out for the wipeout. So the whole idea is that these are primitive, ineffective ways of taking, and generally, it doesn't work. That means they also have to go through the liver and kidney and be broken down further if they're even a powder. To add insult to injury, these bottles of supplements can run anywhere from $30 to $60 or more now. Whoa! So good luck taking those. So I have taken up to 60 different supplements, not all at once, and I still take probably 30 or 40 supplements that I'm trying to get rid of in pill form over the years. This gets to be very expensive, and has it done much? Well, the only results I've ever really gotten from herbals and everything else have been the ones I make. The actual miracle tinctures that I make for very low price have done amazing things, clearing up problems I've had all my entire life, clearing my lungs and everything else out, of course, by using this. Why was it effective? Well, there's a couple of things that go involved in this, but that's because it was a tincture I made myself at very high potency and aged for months. Now, you get these tinctures, these little bottles, and again, these are pretty expensive. These, again, can run the similar price as supplements that are more physical in nature. So they're very expensive. But tinctures are the only way to take anything. That means all vitamins, all minerals, and all herbs. If you're using non-tinctures, you are throwing your money down the drain. Plain and simple as that. Your body does not assimilate them. It's also hard on your body. Having to break it down, going through the stomach, well, that's a good process. Just think about that. Anything that you consume or anything else, well, get yourself a little butane lighter and torch it. Dip it in acid and find out what's left of it. Doesn't make much sense. Secondly, it puts a load on your kidneys and liver, which are already pretty messed up. So you have all these different problems that are involved with it, and something we have to be very aware of. So, are supplements valuable? Well, it depends again. I just mentioned the high profit in it, so you get people I see on YouTube that are making ridiculous statements all the time, including those pseudo-chiropractor doctors and doctors themselves who want to get lots of clicks so they make more money. After all, they need another Rolls Royce, the doctors, and a bigger house. You know, one by the beach, one in the mountains, one in the sky, one on a boat, one under the water. You know, they need all this money and watch you suffer and die. Ha ha! We love you, docs. So the whole idea is that In this day and age, the smart survive and prosper. And believe me, you can survive and you can prosper and you can do it the right way. And I'm going to show you right now. So making your own tinctures is essential. The only problem with making tinctures is you have to wait at least 90 days before using them. The extraction process takes a while. Making tinctures is about as easy as you can get. Now, the problem with commercially bought tinctures is that they have very low potency. They're not aged, they are just kind of made. Or maybe some are. Who knows what these people are really doing. They'll put them in plastic bottles, little droppers. Isn't that wonderful? But of course, you are getting a potent type of that supplement, even if it's vitamins and minerals. Anything that I can get now in a liquid form, I get. And they are more expensive, but they do last longer in general. And it's really not the lasting long that matters. Is it assimilated? It's not what you take and eat. Are you assimilating it? Most supplements that you take, nobody assimilates. They're not going into your body. Simple as that. And that's why you're not getting effects. This is really what's happening, and buyer beware for a lot of money. So I look at the price of, you can get some fairly decent stuff for, $30, $40. I look at so many things out there, and of course, you can get a 10-year-old age bottle of scotch for $30. A tincture, which is a tiny bit, which certainly wasn't aged in oak and sat there for years and then was bottled, is going to cost you $50, $60. Something is wrong here, Dr. Thor. Something is bad. That's right, very bad. So get ready for the screwing as you usually get in the society. If you allow that, and if you stand up, don't stand up against it. And of course, most people don't. They sit in the back of the room and do whatever the Führer tells them to do. So why bother questioning authority or anything else? After all, that would make you a higher being. Follow the scum. So this is unfortunate. Of course, those listening to me, hopefully are the ones that are not. And hopefully you're supporting, you've liked this channel, you are a subscriber. And if you want to get all the updates and everything else, make sure you become a Patreon member. And for only $6 a month, you can get all the updates and lots of free stuff as well. If you want to see more complicated stuff, you can go up the tiers of Patreon. And of course, we have All Access, which is a great bargain now for anybody who wants information. And do check out our website. We have an entire page of free stuff that anybody can get for free. You just go there and download it. We also do free readings of where you're at energetically as well. Check all that out on the website. So let's get back to tincture. So if you want to get anything that really works, you have to make it yourself. Now, I struggled taking all these supplements. I've always been a person of poor health until recently. And of course, I cured one of my biggest problems, which was bronchial problems that I've had since being 10 years old, having horrible allergies that flowed into my lungs and causing bronchitis. And every year I would get bronchitis from allergies or just in general because of weak lungs. No more, baby. 6 years of making my tinctures. And 6 years of perfect lungs, even through all of the problems we've had recently. When I ran out of my tinctures, I started to feel the congestion and ran into problems. So, because again, you can't make this stuff and use it the next day. So, anything you take, make sure you're taking a liquid. Secondly, make your own, because you can get what would be equivalent to $500 or more that you would spend on tinctures. You can get the same thing for about $20. That's a deal, Mr. Thor. So that's right. How is it done? Well, it's so damn easy it isn't even funny. What you need, of course, is to get powdered herbs of what you're looking for. You need a bottle to put the herbs in, and you need alcohol. And we'll talk about that. Now, you want to get strong alcohol if you can. This is alcohol that, is 54% alcohol. Your normal is 40%. So you're getting stronger. The stronger the alcohol, the better in general. This certainly is enough. Getting any more than that and spending a lot of money for it isn't worth it. Any alcohol will do, but generally if you get vodka or gin, you're only going to get 40%. Sometimes you can get, this is rum, sometimes you can get something of higher. So if you can, well, if not, the 40% is fine. You then need to get, and generally you try and get organic, you need to get 100 grams of whatever herb you're doing, and you want it powdered. It's got to be powdered because that's going to help the extraction process. This is cat's claw, which is great for your immune system, rheumatoid problems, and many other things that you can. So, and again, you can generally get these for very cheap. Now, if you were to get bottles of this, it'd probably cost you for 100 grams, it'd probably cost you $200, because that'd be 4 or 5 bottles, not more. Here you're getting 100 grams, and I believe this was approximately $20. Now, putting this as a powder again in a drink or something else, all you're doing is avoiding the capsule. It's not assimilating well because you haven't extracted what's in it. So first thing you do is you also need some sort of bottle. I'm showing you the very easy way to do it here. Now, there are bottles you can get that have the tops on it that you open up. These are much better to get, but I'm showing you how to do this at the least possible price. I mean, theoretically, you could use the bottle that you're using for alcohol. You could use to make your tinctures in to a degree, but we'll show you how there's a little bit of a problem there. But here's just an old bottle. This is just an old whiskey bottle. That's all it is. It's a nice one. It's thick. You want to make sure you have a good top for it, whether a cork is recommended, but even the old twist-on top would work. And of course, we generally use a funnel so we can get the stuff in there properly. Let's do this so we can get a picture of it. Then what you do here is you want to take the herbs and pour it in here. This is a little bit of a pain, but it's not that much. Powders generally go. So what we want to do here is I generally just, this is resealable. We want to cut this off at the top here. And you can see the herb in there. Nice powder. It should pour very easy. And then all you do is pour it in there. That's why it's nice to have a funnel, because you can't pour it well without that, and then you start to have a problem. If it's a powder, generally it flows through the funnel fairly well. You may have to shake it like this, but you can see how it's going through there. Now, if you don't have a good powder of it, what's going to happen is that it's going to be difficult to get through your funnel. But this you can see is working fine. And generally, you know, funnels and all this stuff are cheap. So let's pour everything in here. Again, this is 100 grams. If you get more, you're going to fill the bottle up too much and you won't get enough tincture out. 100 grams is perfect for most things. And certainly for when you're using this procedure. If you want to make a lot of something, you're going to have to get a bigger bottle. And we showed that. And check out our other herbal things. And again, you just got to shake the funnel so it keeps coming out. I don't know if you can see that. Just keep shaking the funnel. Pretty damn easy. And as I said, as long as it's a powder, you'll be able to use this funnel and get rid of everything easily. So, now you can see about 100 grams of an average bottle will bring you up to about this level. It's about 1/3. Guess you what after that? This is so hard, Dr. Thor. Old bottle of Thunder. Yeah, you can get this probably at Goodwill for 50 cents. Or I like to use metal, but you're not really having that much contact. I mean, get what you can, use what you have. Always try and use metal or well, generally you want to use metal. So stay away from plastic, stay away from all that stuff. Something like this will last you a lifetime. Well worth getting these. And they're very cheap. This is stainless steel. Why not? Stay away from that. Try and get stainless steel. Stay away from aluminum. And again, as I've mentioned, this has a high alcohol content, 54%. It's a little more expensive, but that's fine. So it's just rum. Any alcohol will do. As I said, it's nice to get a little higher because your average alcohol is only 40%. This is 54%. Then what you do is you pour it in here. And if you have any residual herbs in here, make sure when you're pouring it that you pick all that up. Now, there's going to be some left here, and you're going to need this to add to this a little bit over time, or whatever bottles, because as this settles down and it picks up, but this is going to expand here, okay? So as this expands, it's going to take up. So don't fill it all the way up to the top. Leave some room there for that. Now, I don't think this will work here because it's a different size. I'm going to have to pause for a second and get a top. I like to use cork tops and everything else. We want to avoid plastic if we all can. Whoops. And you stick it in there. You just leave that down for the time being. Make sure you have a good seal. Now you want to mix it. And this is kind of impacted here a little bit. So you're going to want to shift this, shake it. You want to shake it so you blend it there. You can see how that. Make sure your top is on good. And then shake it. Make sure you blend it in here. Generally, you shake it in clockwise. Clockwise is positive energy. Counterclockwise is negative. Always clockwise. Shake it. And there you go. Mix it really good for the first time. Now, what you're going to do is about once, twice a week, you should come back and shake it. You don't have to do this every day, as some people babble about. It's really not needed to do that. All you have to do is do it twice a week. Is enough. If you forget about it, that's fine as well. You can't get too neurotic about that. But you do need to shake it. Plain and simple. If you don't, you're not extracting properly. And there's a few things I do like to add to the bottles, which everybody should get a little bit of supply. Crystals, clear quartz crystals. Okay, my cork broke there, but you can get lots of corks. You can use old corks. As I said, you can even use the screw-on toppets here, whatever it is that you want. But what you want to do, because you'll notice these levels going down. You want to make as much of this as you can without adding to it. So you fill this up further. Let's go to the top of the neck there. We'll leave it there for now, so it has a little bit of room to expand. And you're done. One other step, because you're not going to remember what this is that you want to make an actual label for it that states what it is and the time you made it. Okay, so you do want to label this because you're not going to remember it if you made several of these. You want to make sure you know when it was made, what month, what year, and what it is. So I love label makers. You can get label makers online pretty inexpensively, nice, clear. They're adhesive. They're pretty inexpensive. So this is Cat's Claw. It was made in September of 23. You just put it on the bottle. You're done. Because if you have 5 or 6 of these, and you should make as many as you can, this will not be ready. So it's all of September, October, all of November. So this can be started to be used about the middle of, so September, October, November, the middle of December. This is now ready to be used. Now you can see how that's a long way. So it's best to make whatever you need as soon as possible, or you're going to have problems. So we do have to keep that in mind. Because your average tincture that you get in a small bottle is going to cost you a minimum of $20 to $35 for a small bottle. Here you're getting super powerful. Now remember, there was that much herb in there. You're never going to get that commercially. You're never going to get it. So you have a super strong tincture that you're going to make here. And what you're getting from here, and because there's so much, you can actually, when you start to use this a little, you can add more to it. Particularly what's left in your bottle here. There's a little more left. So when I start to use it, I'll make sure I use that. Maybe a little more I'll add to it once it's matured and you start using it. But this right here, I think it was 8 or 9 for the rum. And as I said, this is just an old bottle. That's free. The Cat's Claw, I believe, was about 12, 13. I don't remember exactly there. But you're talking about basically for a $20 bill, you're getting the equivalent, which would be 4, 5, 6, maybe more tincture bottles at $30 each is a lot of savings, or maybe more. But what's even more important is the fact that the cost factor is not even comparable, because this is equivalent probably to what would be 30 bottles of commercial grade. This is professional grade. So you're talking about 30 bottles at $30 each is like $1,000 that you just made for 20. The bottle's free, cork is free. As I said, you can use a screw-on container, just keep the bottle of anything. You don't have to have this hermetically sealed. This is a alcohol thing, so it really doesn't go bad and there's no problems with it. Now, if you are an alcoholic or that, maybe a problem using alcohol, even though, because generally once you use a tincture like this, you take a shot glass of it. So do keep that in mind if you are an alcoholic and have trouble with alcohol. There are other things you can use. I don't use it. I only use alcohol. There's an extraction that you get from alcohol that is irreplaceable. But alcoholism ain't no fun. You could take less of it or take drops of it. Some people, many, many years ago, a guy wrote to me, I'm an alcoholic. I want to drink a bottle now after I took a little bit of your tincture. And, well, that's the way it goes, dude. So, keep that in mind. But this will stay indefinitely, and it's super, super powerful. As I said, nobody's going to give you. That's equivalent to maybe 30, 40 bottles if you get capsules, those filled little plastic gelatin things. 30, 40 bottles is what basically was here, which again would be hundreds of dollars. You just made this. And you're getting pure. You can get pure organic. That's all you do. You pour it in the bottle. You put alcohol to it. You're done. The only problem is the waiting. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. More to come. Watch our other videos on how all this, these tinctures are made. We go into more detail at All Access, etc. So hopefully you've liked, you have subscribed for the wonderful information that we give you now and in the future. Until next time.